When we talk about secret surveillance and post mobile and mail control, or you should say fraud, that somebody overtake my money, my email, my mobile phone, and even surveil me, right? When you do that, it's fraud. And another thing, if you're doing a cyberbully on the phone, if you do cyberbully on the FM radio, very aggressive cyber, I've taped it, put it out on the internet, so you can hear it, right? Another thing is that you think you know what's going on under the 1 hour visit, right? It's wrong ID. That's one thing. Another thing is that 1 hour a month to try and advise what to do in an extreme situation. It's a murder attempt on me. Stevenson was murdered and the child is missing, right? How would you actually advise a child that's under circumstances fraud to do what? The only thing I say is like try to, talk to somebody who can help you. He's a child. He can't help himself. Another thing, if I'm always housing in with criminals, right? And it's frustration to see criminals being abusive. I think the worst thing is the children abuse, like the Jersey missing children in the institution. So you have in a way a legalized abuse, a legalized kidnapping, and then you expect me to be concretely always very nice. It's not a nice environment. If you are in a hostile environment where there's legalized abuse and where they trespass your rights and where they take your money, something, you have to outspell sometimes. And if I witness something, yesterday I witnessed a person throwing a child down in a wagon, right? Small, weird thing you see if you witness neglect of cattle for months, So if I sometimes scream, it's not because I'm screaming at somebody, it's just like it's an outlet, right? I could also, normally I would go into fitness and box for an hour, not hitting anyone, just boxing the ball. When I was liberating Natasha Campos and the kidnapper was killed, after that I had like to work on this experience about getting close to such a sadistic person and being close to him and being close to her. And also the whole case took a lot. It took a year to prepare and a month or two to work it, right? And when I came home, I felt like, okay, it's okay to be angry about it. You met the world worst people in this, so I boxed in the fitness. And then you close the doors and box, right? Whatever you are in an environment where people are abusive, they use your IT, they cyberbully you, they make false claims, they kind of, and where am I going to put my aggression? I lost my child, I lost my fortune, I lost my rank and so on because criminals are in the top, The criminals get all the time. They're making films, they're making books, they're experts, they're celebrities. I'm a victim from long ago, and then I grew up to be standing up against it. So basically, the way I look at it is that if a person reacts to something wrong, it's actually a good thing. If a child, some of the crimes I've seen is that the grown-up child that's been exposed to abuse actually reacts on that. Everybody knows that crimes come from broken homes and violation. That it's likely if you are violated, you become like, and if we stand up against it and go with the police, work with the police, try and stop it, even on a higher level as, imprisonment of a whole people, or political prisoners, or kidnappings, then you should kind of respect that I'm also a human being. I have, for example, one animal welfare dog, and it's not easy. animal welfare are angry dogs, you know. It's not that it's aggressive, it's angry. It's different. So basically, you have to let the victims also not. I think there's a kind of media vibe around victims that they are always strong and morally right, and they are always very well spoken in their pain, and they always forgive. And you know, there's a whole industry in church and religion where you can go. I could easily become a healer or whatever. We need some people that actually, and that's why I sometimes like the anti-terror a lot, because they actually react on what the line is. If you take a hostage and a child abuses Natasha Campos, the man goes down, and is that fair? In a way, it's fair. He had a choice. He could go in court, and he didn't want to use that. But is it fair that the criminals are the stars and the victims are the guilty ones?